will tell you when your identity has been stolen, right? You'll get a notice. Hey, someone just bought a TV.
Do they own those companies?
Yes, very much so.
Like, it just occurred to me, during this whole Equifax thing, that like, hey, how do I know that LifeLock isn't owned 75%? You're getting it on both ends.
Well, so, and you bring up LifeLock, and so I have to share with you my view on LifeLock. Because it's a question that I'm asked everywhere that I go and speak about, hey, well, should I get a product like LifeLock? And I say, well, it was in New York City, and I walked out of a building in Manhattan. Here's one of these billboard trucks, and it's got this guy's face on there. He's wearing a suit and tie, and it's got his name on there, and it's got his social security number and his date of birth, and I'm going, who in the world is this guy? I mean, this is not smart. We're in New York City, and here's name, social, etc. Well, he's the CEO of LifeLock. And that was one of their initial marketing pitches. Well, guess what? He had his identity stolen. Okay? It gets better. So the Federal Trade Commission begins to investigate LifeLock and says, look, we believe that your advertising is false, deceptive, misleading because your product does not prevent identity theft. You just tell people hey, there was an account opened up. So they got fined. They had to pay the toll, $12 million. There was a consent order entered with LifeLock. LifeLock didn't follow the consent order. Federal Trade Commission came back, this time $100 million. Okay? So there is no reason why any consumers ought to be purchasing a product like LifeLock. Instead, go out, put a freeze on your file, and don't worry about it.
I got to tell people, I did this right after the Equifax thing. It took me... I got to find the link. If you Google it, you will find there's a couple of magazine articles that will basically just walk you through the process. It took me, I would say in total, maybe 30 minutes, maybe. You just go in. Each one has a slightly different process. And it'll be a pain if I'm applying for a credit card or if I'm applying for a mortgage or something like that. I got to go and get a one-day unfreeze from these places, and I imagine there'll be something involved in trying to coordinate the ask from who's getting me the loan to but I feel much better about it. I'm not, so okay.